Imagine this. You're walking through a busy city, the hustle and bustle of people around you, all focused on their own lives. But then you see something, a person, sitting on the ground, holding a sign that reads, "Please help, anything helps." Their eyes are tired, defeated, but there's a glimmer of hope, a desperate plea for someone to notice, to care. The image is heartbreaking, yet tragically common in the world we live in. But then something extraordinary happens. A man known for his success, fame, and fortune does not walk past. He stops, not just to give money, not just to offer a quick fix, but to truly see this person as a human being, to hear their story, and to make a life-changing decision. This person is none other than Keanu Reeves. And this is the story of how one of the most famous stars of Hollywood took the time to make a difference in the life of a young woman who had nothing left but the clothes on her back. Let's talk about how one act of kindness can change everything. Before we dive into this heartwarming story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our incredible content. We're working hard to reach 1,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. Now grab a seat, settle in, and let's explore how a single moment of compassion can truly transform a life. In the sprawling city of Los Angeles, amidst the luxury cars, upscale restaurants, and towering skyscrapers, lies a hidden side that many choose to ignore. Homelessness is a crisis that is often out of sight and out of mind for many residents. It's easy to walk past someone sitting on the sidewalk with a sign asking for help, assuming that they are simply part of the scenery, part of the backdrop of a world that is moving too fast to notice the individual's struggles. But that wasn't the case for Sarah. Sarah was a young woman, just 22 years old, with dreams as big as anyone else. She wasn't born into poverty. In fact, she had grown up in a family that had its fair share of ups and downs. But she always managed to hold on to the hope that she would build something meaningful in her life. However, life has a way of throwing curveballs, and Sarah's story was about to take a tragic turn. It started when Sarah left her hometown in search of something more, a chance to make it on her own. She had big dreams of becoming a successful artist, a designer, someone who could stand on her own 2 feet. But her path wasn't as easy as she had imagined. The city proved to be much colder than she had anticipated, and without a strong support system, she found herself struggling to stay afloat. Sarah worked multiple low-wage jobs, moving from one temporary position to the next, but the hours didn't add up to enough money to secure a steady place to live. She lost her apartment after being unable to keep up with the rent. As time passed, the desperation in her heart grew, and her mental health began to deteriorate. She wasn't able to get the help she needed, and she quickly fell into a cycle of despair. As she became more and more disconnected from those she loved, the city around her grew colder, less inviting, and more hostile. Her life became a blur of long, lonely nights under the stars, with only the sounds of sirens and the hum of traffic as her backdrop. She lived from one day to the next, never knowing where she would sleep, how she would eat, or if she would ever escape the life she had found herself trapped in. Sarah's life was at its lowest point when Keanu Reeves, an icon in Hollywood, walked into the picture. It was a typical afternoon, and Sarah was sitting on the sidewalk with her sign that simply read, "Please help." She had asked for help countless times before, but more often than not, people passed her by, pretending not to see her. After all, there were so many like her, right? People who had been forgotten, whose stories were never heard. But then, Keanu, the man who had brought countless heroes to life on the big screen, approached her. The world knew him as a star, the man who had captured hearts with his roles in movies like The Matrix and John Wick. But there was something much more remarkable about Keanu than his acting skills, his humility. As Sarah sat there, wrapped in layers of worn clothes, not sure where her next meal would come from, she noticed a man walking in her direction. He didn't walk past like the others. He stopped. He made eye contact with her. There was no hesitation, no awkwardness, just a genuine curiosity. He asked her the question that no one had ever asked. "How did you end up here? What's your story?" Sarah was taken aback. She wasn't used to people asking questions like that. Most people ignored her, sometimes even avoided her gaze, afraid of the uncomfortable reality she represented. But Keanu saw her. He didn't just see a homeless woman begging for money. He saw a person, a human being, with a life story, dreams, and aspirations. What happened next was nothing short of extraordinary. Keanu didn't just offer Sarah a few dollars and walk away like so many others might have done. He didn't treat her like a fleeting moment in his busy day. Instead, Keanu made a conscious decision to take action. He listened to Sarah's story, offering words of comfort and empathy. He didn't interrupt or offer superficial advice. He simply listened. After Sarah shared her story, Keanu didn't simply say, "Good luck." Instead, he took her by the hand and promised that he would help. But it didn't stop there. Keanu didn't just provide her with temporary relief. He didn't simply get her a meal or offer her a place to sleep for the night. What Keanu did was far more profound. He took action that would lead to long-term change. He used his connections to arrange for Sarah to receive access to a shelter where she could stay safely. He helped connect her with resources, such as counseling for her mental health and programs to help her rebuild her life. Keanu also took the time to work with his team to secure a job training program for her, knowing that it was vital for Sarah to gain the skills she needed to stand on her own 2 feet again. What was extraordinary wasn't just Keanu's generosity, it was his follow-through. He didn't just help her in the short term and forget about her. He stayed in touch, checking in on her progress. He became a mentor, a guide, and a friend to Sarah. Unlike many celebrities who offer a helping hand and then disappear, Keanu stayed involved in Sarah's life. Over the next few weeks, he made sure that Sarah had the support she needed to regain her independence. He helped her find a stable living situation, but most importantly, he made sure she had the mental and emotional tools to rebuild her life. Keanu's actions weren't just about giving someone a handout, they were about giving Sarah the tools to create a better future for herself. He didn't want to make her dependent on him or anyone else. He wanted her to become empowered, to stand on her own, and build the life she had always dreamed of. What's more remarkable is that Keanu didn't do this out of obligation or for a public image. He did it because he genuinely cared about Sarah's well-being. Keanu's involvement with Sarah was driven by empathy and a deep understanding of what it means to struggle and to feel lost. Keanu's story didn't stop with Sarah. The moment he took the time to help her, he unknowingly set off a ripple effect that would inspire countless others. Sarah's story spread like wildfire through social media and news outlets. People from all walks of life took notice of what Keanu had done, and many were moved to make a difference in their own communities. The ripple effect was immediate and profound. Sarah's story wasn't just about one woman's experience with homelessness. It became a symbol of how small acts of kindness could have massive impacts on people's lives. Keanu's decision to help someone who was struggling not only changed Sarah's life, but it also opened the eyes of many others to the struggles faced by people living on the streets. Keanu's actions made it clear that compassion was not just about writing a check or donating to a cause. It was about taking the time to genuinely help someone, to listen to their struggles, and to offer meaningful support. It reminded people that even in a world that often feels disconnected, kindness and empathy are still powerful forces. Keanu's actions towards Sarah exemplify the kind of legacy he's built over the years, not just as an actor, but as a human being. Time and time again, Keanu has shown that he believes in kindness, not just for the sake of looking good, but because he knows that the world is better when we show up for each other. His reputation for being one of the kindest celebrities in Hollywood isn't just a rumor or a headline, it's backed up by his consistent actions. Whether it's sharing his fortune with the crew of his films, or taking the time to speak with fans and make their day, Keanu is the embodiment of kindness. He's an example that true wealth isn't measured by the number of zeros in your bank account, but by the lives you touch and the impact you have on others. At the end of the day, Keanu Reeves' act of kindness was simple. He chose to see someone, to hear their story, and to help them in a way that would have long-lasting impact. It's a powerful reminder that we don't need to be superheroes to make a difference in someone's life. All it takes is one kind act. Keanu didn't just help Sarah, he changed her life, and by doing so, he changed the lives of many others who heard her story. His decision to step in and offer support when it was needed most is a testament to the fact that one person, no matter how famous or ordinary, can truly change the world. If this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and share this video with others. Let's spread kindness, compassion, and hope. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.